done without anesthesia. Is this too graphic, too grisly for you? You need to know and stand against this and all parts of Islamist insanity. The fake doctor that was arrested for this evil act is facing only 5 years in prison on a federal charge. She should be hung. This happens to young girls all over the Middle East and Africa, and as a matter of course, it happens below the radar in Muslim enclaves all over Europe, and now it has come to America. If you think FGM that was just uncovered in Michigan is a one-off, you're crazy. This is a standard under the radar procedure for the devout Islamists in our country. We've let this verminous cult into America, and now it's time to root it out. Ban Sharia in America and those that practice it.
A&H Lawn Service in Saline serves all of Southeast Michigan. They've been offering professional lawn maintenance since 1991, including landscape construction, lawn and landscape maintenance, irrigation systems, winterizing, and snow removal. Let A&H Lawn Service help your business with landscaping solutions for today and tomorrow. They have the professional experience you can count on. Call 734-429-5778 and see how their business can help your business, or visit ahlawn.com.
Get ready to drive home a winner. It's Firekeeper's Fast and Fearless Challenger Giveaway, Saturday, May 27th, with big prizes, free gas, and 2 brand new Dodge Challengers up for grabs. Starting at 2 p.m., you could be one of 9 players to win free gas for a year, plus $1,000 in Red Hot credits. Then the fun really throttles up. At 8 p.m., 1 player will win a Dodge Challenger SRT. And at 10 p.m., it's the grand prize drawing, a limited edition $65,000 Challenger Hellcat. Earn entries every day. The Fast and Fearless Challenger Giveaway kicks winning into high gear Saturday, May 27th. Firekeepers, the best promotions, the biggest guaranteed prizes. Get ready, get set, get your Vegas on. I-94 to exit 104 in Battle Creek. Firekeeperscasino.com. Management reserves all rights.
Eddie's Caravan, the doo-wopinest show on your transistor radio. Conveniently located at the top of the AM dial. Every week we travel back in time to the mid-20th century, where we tape the show on location at Everett's Drive-In Restaurant. Join me, Fast Eddie, for a doo-wop extravaganza.
Tune in as musicologist Eddie Krasny plays classic doo-wop and more on Eddie's Caravan, 6 to 8 p.m., Saturday night on Wham!
This is your life, this is your love, this is the time we're gonna rise above. There's no place like home, that place in your soul, that's where we begun and where we all will go. Tune your heartstrings till that bell rings, take it all in, everything you got to see, shake it all.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Catch Our Drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Hey, man.
You're always so knowledgeable. It's, you and I have that thing,
Simpatico.
I didn't just go.
You said it.
Okay, anyways, I'm glad you're on it. So we're talking about Debbie Wasserman Schultz threatening to get the D.C. police chief to get her laptop back that's involved with these 3 Muslim IT workers who were making big bank. And oddly enough, other IT companies in the area are all kind of raising their eyebrows because they're saying, hey, we'll do that job for a quarter of that.
It's called bidding.
Yeah, and unfortunately they're not. They won't take it. So normally when these politicians have issues like this, they kind of run away, right? Mm-hmm. Well, even staffers on the Hill now are saying, we think there might be a little blackmail going on here because there's no reason that these people continued from February until just recently. And as you mentioned, the wife and sister-in-law of these 3 brothers, the wife of Imran.
Are they from Tennessee?
They're not from Tennessee. No, she just fled the country.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't get much guiltier than that, right? And here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz crying the blues to get a laptop, her staffers, her own, whoever it is, lost. I like how she said lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on. Stolen by the people you hired?
Yeah.
And you wonder why your emails got hacked.
And it's evidence in an investigation.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So that kind of stuff is enough to make, if you're not looking at the Democrats and the establishment Republicans for that point as being crooked in D.C., that this swamp does need to be drained. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The corruption in Washington, D.C. is so thick, it's like pea soup fog.
I hope the D.C. police chief is both wearing a vest and he's up on his premiums and his life insurance. It's a shame for him to get robbed walking down the street.
I wonder if he got the hair on his neck raised when she said there will be consequences.
There will be consequences.
Yeah.
Didn't John Podesta say there would be consequences for leakers?
He did. And it wasn't long thereafter that Mr. Seth Rich was shot in the back, right? So call it the Clinton body count or the Obama mafia or the DNC Yakuza, whatever it is. Somebody is out there pulling some nasty strings in D.C. So I'm glad we don't live that close to D.C., right? Well, let's move on to something a little more positive, right? So Gianforte wins Montana, despite the fact, and I think it was a setup, that this Guardian reporter ended up pushing him to the edge where he ended up pushing this reporter down. You're scheming my glasses. You broke my glasses. Whatever.
Well, he may have yanked his chain, but there really is no excuse for blowing up to that degree. Okay.
Well, the nice thing is, and this is the difference between...
On tape.
Yeah, this is the difference between Democrat and a Republican, right? We've got Gianforte doing his acceptance speech after he won the election. Derek, you got track 3 ready? All right, listen to Gianforte on this.
And when you make a mistake, you have to own up to it. That's the Montana way. Amen. Last night I made a mistake. And I took an action that I can't take back. And I'm not proud of what happened. I should not have responded in the way that I did. And for that, I'm sorry.
And you're forgiven.
I should not have treated that reporter that way. And for that, I'm sorry, Mr. Ben Jacobs. I also want to apologize for the Fox News team that was there. And I'm sorry to each one of you that we had to go through this. That's not the person that I am, and it's not the way I'll lead in this state. Rest assured, our work is just beginning, but it does begin with me taking responsibility for my own actions. You deserve a congressman who stays out of the limelight and just gets the job done. I promise to work hard to protect our precious way of life.
All right.
Wow, I didn't hear one but in there. I was just hanging on it, but he deserved it.
Yeah, no.
That was one of the best apologies I've ever heard.
I think it was heartfelt, too.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy is a class act. He's a gentleman.
Yep.
And you know what? You got to put yourself in the moment. As he said on the tape that everyone played over and over and over again when he allegedly pushed this guy down or whatever, this wasn't the first time. Mm-hmm. And you've seen how these pajama boys like to get up in your face and do whatever, and then they bait you to the point where, hey, number one, you're in Montana, dude. And that's where real men live. And if you get in somebody's face and you start acting up, you might get a little push down. And unfortunately for you, this is America, brother. And we're not the safe spaces in the universities for you to be. You walk into a man's office and insult him or get in his way or get pushy, you might get pushed back. That's just the way it is.
I'm going to go with Gianforte. He apologized. He realized what he did was wrong. What he did was wrong. I don't think there was any call for it, no matter the provocation. Yeah. But, class act.
Class act.
I mean, I can understand where you are might react like that, but we're not running for Congress either.
But here's the takeaway, right? So the media plays this up. I think it was a setup. I'll bet $20. It was get him in his face and see if we can get a bad reaction.
I believe
out
that,
of him.
yeah.
And the media plays it up like, we're going to throw this guy down. This is a Democratic win. We're putting this rube into place out there as the congressman. That was Zinke, right? I think he replaced. And you lost media. You lost liberals. No matter how hard you tried and worked,
it was a vote
lost.
Against the media.
It was indeed. All right, there's the hard break. We'll see you all on the other side. 734-822-1600. Call in if you want to. We'll see you on the other side.
People are always on the go, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep informed? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Joe Pags, Fayrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com. Whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Trump heading home from the G7 summit and his first trip abroad as president, first telling troops at the U.S. naval station in Sicily that NATO members must pay their financial share.
The U.S. is currently paying much more than any other nation, and that is not fair to the United States or the United States taxpayer.
The president also says he'll decide next week on whether to continue U.S. support for the 2015 Paris Climate Accord President Obama signed. Some holiday weekend barbecues could get hit by severe weather in Kansas, Oklahoma, and other parts of the nation's midsection.
A very large chunk of the country, and we're going to see some incredibly strong winds tonight. We'll see some very large hail, and we'll likely see some pretty big tornadoes today. Places like Tulsa and Joplin over towards Springfield. The severe weather is going to go throughout the overnight hours as well.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth says flash flooding a danger in some areas too. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing care facilities you've ever seen. All WellBridge locations offer a resort-like atmosphere, and their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. Here's former patient Evelyn Danielson from Brighton.
When I got into my room, there were happy faces welcoming me. The PT people there peeked around the door the next morning and said, "You're going to walk with us." And I said, "Oh, no, I can't." But I did. They don't push you. They lead you very kindly. And the next thing you know, you're doing it. They have a wonderful attitude.
For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge. In Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team, WellBridge invites everyone to learn more about them at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
It's been 5 years since we met Kelly Brighton, just before her weight loss surgery.
I was almost 300 pounds. Because of the Michigan Bariatric Institute, I've lost the weight. I now have the tools to keep it off. I am a better mom, I am a better wife, and I'm just a better Kelly Brighton, I think.
Begin your journey. Try a free monthly educational seminar at St. Joe's Livingston. Visit stjoeshealth.org/MBI to learn more.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, Ed Bonderenka.
It's so good to be in studio with you.
Yes, it's kind of nice to spend. It's a little regularity, right? Every Saturday we get to come in and get to vent a little bit. Yeah. So, well, let's take care of our sponsor this half hour. Bork Jennings Funeral Homes. Losing a loved one affects the entire family. Do you have a plan in place to begin the healing process? Bork Jennings Funeral Home does a great job. They have locations in Hamburg, Howell, Manchester, and Brooklyn, Michigan. You can visit them online, Borek, B-O-R-E-K, Jennings, JENNINGS.com, BorkJennings.com, or you can call them at 810-231-0200. Very nice people, very caring, and they've got a great plan, actually, for, we're going to have to try and get them on one of these days, for dealing with the loss of a loved one. So it's not just a funeral, it's a process, and you need to look at it that way. So BorkJennings.com, 810-231-0200. Okay, so let's move on a little bit and talk about this alleged Comey memo, right?
Yeah.
Big stink. According to the media, it's the big Comey memo talking about Donald Trump trying to stop it. Number one, let's go back to that. I think what Donald Trump said, and I'll kind of paraphrase a little bit, I hope you can see this to be let go or whatever. That is not a command. That's a hope. And who wouldn't want that for General Flynn? He served his country. He's a good guy. And whatever happened, you certainly, if there was something there, you would have charged him already.
My take is that Trump was taking could have taken it a different way.